Nakia, Sherry, thank you so much for taking time to sit down. We're incredibly busy here at AEI, but man, what a blessing it is to have both of you with us to talk to the brokers in Oklahoma for just a couple of minutes. I don't know that there's anybody who doesn't know who you are, but in case there is, would you take just a second to tell our brokers a little bit about yourselves and about your business?
Sure. Well, first of all, thank you so much for thinking of us and having both of us speak with your brokers. I'm Nakia Pipian-McGriff. I've been a realtor for 22 years. I've been in many spaces in the volunteer world. I've served as a federal political coordinator for Congressman Bobby Rush for about 9 years. I'm a past president of the local association. And most recently, past president is the best seat to be in. But I think most importantly, I have had the opportunity to connect with our members via my committee work at both the state, local, and national level.
Right. Great. And Sherry, tell us a little bit. I mean, everybody knows who you are.
Well, not everybody, not everyone. And first of all, again, thank you, Hutch. And it's an honor to be here and address your leaders across the state. I am Sherry Chris. I've been in the industry for 40 years. I most recently was CEO of two of the Anywhere global real estate brands. I was with them for almost 20 years. I started my career in Canada, and then I retired in 2024, but that retirement was very short-lived as NAR Nakia Wright called me and asked me if I would come on board as an advisor for all things brokerage. And so that what I thought was a one-year opportunity is now into year 2. And it really is the joy of my career, giving back not just to brokers and agents across the country, but to everyone. And so it's a pleasure to be with you today.
So for our brokers, what I want you to know is this is part of the reason I asked for y'all to join us for this interview, because we know. Listen, the competition for the alternative use of resources for our brokers right now is greater than it's ever been. Margins are being compressed. They're having to make tough decisions. And one of the questions is, why? Why NAR? And so I think what I'd like to do is ask you first is how can our brokers take their membership in and their partnership with both the membership and that partnership, and use that to build profitability, mitigate risk, create long-term sustainability. How do they do that?
That's a great question, and I'll jump in, Sherry, if that's okay.
Yes, please jump in.
I think when you talk about your membership, it's an active membership. So you as a broker and a true partnership, it's two-way communication, and we have to lean into our membership. So when we look at things that help increase your profitability, it's understanding things like leveraging RPR, our Realtor Property Resource, right? Leveraging the advocacy and understanding how some of the advocacy wins, such as even the child tax credit. I don't think we talk enough about some of the things that are a benefit not only to us as realtors, but also to our consumers. And I think the more that we lean in and understand how those components work together to help both our realtor members as well as the consumers that we serve, I think that helps set our realtors up as experts in this industry, which will help you attract additional business.
And what I will say is what I call my elevator pitch. And it's very simple in my mind, and having been able to take a deep dive into NAR from a broker's perspective over the last year and 3 months, here are the 5 things that impress me about NAR for brokers and agents across the country. And Nakia touched on a few of them already. But number 1, advocacy, of course. Don't have to say anything more about it at this point. Number 2, research and data. We need data today, and NAR has the data for all of you. Number 3, legal, mitigating risks, as Nakia talked about, and getting out in front of those risks so we don't end up in a spot that, quite frankly, we were in a few years ago. Next is technology, and Nakia touched on RPR, but there are other forms of technology as well. And finally, have I said 4 already? So I've got 1 left, is education and certification. And all of that combined, and I'm sorry I have to say this, and it's going to sound like a sales pitch, but it's not. All of that for $156 a year, I say that's a pretty good deal.
So it's interesting when I think about that question myself, and when I was practicing as a broker as well, we'd pay that membership due, and then we kind of forget about it. Mm-hmm. But there is a subscription kind of component to that, right? It's like you wouldn't subscribe to something else and then not use the services. We tend to focus in a lot of times on advocacy. We talked about 199A last year, and the benefits, 3%, if you make $100,000, it's 3% difference, it's $3,000 more in your pocket just because realtors were able to get that sold last year as a permanent tax deduction, right? But we don't think about the other context of the membership and membership benefits, the RPR, the data the amount of data that's available every single day to our brokers from NAR is incredible. In that context, mm-hmm. what are some tangible ways that our brokers can leverage their membership to build their business?
You're the expert on this, Nakia.
I'm very excited about this because I think you're absolutely right. How do we take tangible resources and apply them to our business? And I think when you think of things such as the Window to the Law series, mm-hmm. right? Many of our firms don't have legal counsel that they can reach out to, but we have a national legal counsel that is providing those Window to the Law series that really focuses on these are some of the top issues that you and your agents should be aware of. So why aren't we playing those at the sales meetings as an example, or sending out those clips?
Yeah, we had over 400 calls to our legal line last year, and those were state issues. Yeah. And the federal ones, things that came up on federal and national, we sent to NAR for exactly that reason.
One of the other takeaways, it's hot off the press, if you will. AI is the hot topic, and just yesterday I launched to the brokers the new AI broker policy template for their offices. So that's a real tangible tool that can help mitigate some of that risk, take some of that stress off of our members, and really it's mirrored after our national AE or AI policy, if you will. So I think those are important. I'd be remiss if we didn't remind everyone about the consumer guides.
Yeah.
Those are very helpful, practical takeaways that our agents and our broker owners, have access to.
Yeah, it's good. All right, I would ask Sherry, can I share something personal? Is it okay?
Of course.
So in this full spirit of disclosure, at one point in time, you were my broker. Yes. By proxy from a long way off, but you were CEO of Better Homes and Garden way back when they acquired GMAC, which is where is that? So
it's a long time ago.
A long time ago. I don't want to think about it, but that was 2007, 8,
2009,
right in that range. Wow.
Yeah.
In that context, really want to ask you this question, Sherry. What would you say to our brokers is the most important thing about their membership in NAR? Like if, beyond all the stuff that we do, right, what NAR does, what would you say is like the most important thing you want them to know about their membership in NAR?
Well, here's what's important today that may not have been on NAR's radar in the past, is that brokers are at the forefront. In Nakia Wright's strategic plan that was launched at the beginning of the year, for the first time ever, there's a subsection just for all of you, for broker owners. And myself, Nakia, and others are held accountable each and every day to build out broker programs. Broker.realtor is the site that you should go to, and I would go there often and look at what's new, what is in there. The broker power hours are fantastic. We just had one about technology and AI with literally hundreds and hundreds of brokers in virtual attendance. But the fact that there's a huge emphasis and focus on brokers today, and that will continue into the future, excites me tremendously, and it should excite you as well. And I want to say, I'm sure that many of you get agents walking into your office saying, I don't want to pay these dues. I hear it all the time. And you need to have talking points, and hopefully we're giving you some of those talking points today to help you overcome those objections and understand that really the future of our industry, and I believe in this so strongly, the future of our industry is through collaboration across the country. Yeah. Broker owners, the state associations, the local associations, and of course, NAR. I believe that. And today we're fragmented, but tomorrow I believe we will not be.
And it gets lost in the field in the the rural parts of Oklahoma or in downtown metropolitan areas. Sometimes our agents and our brokers feel like they're alone.
Yes.
I get the advantage of being able to travel, extensively and to be with other realtors all across the country, and just a reminder how big of a family it is. Mm-hmm. And knowing how big of a family it is, I also know just outside of those doors are about 1,000 people that are waiting for us to finish this up so they can come in. So I just want to say thank you, Nakia. Thank you, Sherry, for giving this few minutes just to visit. You're both welcome in Oklahoma anytime. We'll make sure we help you find a good cold beer and a hot steak.
That sounds like a deal, yeah. Right, Nakia? We're traveling a lot these days, so it's a pleasure, and thank you for taking the time with us.
Yeah.
Thanks.